welcome to FrightFest. We're thrilled to be hosting the world premiere of Last Survivors, and I can't tell you. I loved it, but I want to know what you saw in it when you read the script. I mean, because it's a sneaky film. It's hard to talk about.
It is.
But try and tell me why you saw what you saw in the project for yourself.
Well, for me, when I read the script, it was kind of it jumped off the page a bit in a way that was an exploration of humanity, and I thought that was interesting. It was intriguing to me because the character that I was reading for, Jake, it kind of awoke something, I guess, in me, things that I was going through in my personal life that I wasn't really comfortable with. And I thought, well, this is interesting. This is a weird feeling that I'm getting reading this because I'm really kind of connecting with this character. And so I sat with that.
As a father of boys and girls, I was really interested in how we would develop that. But my character is also he's taught Drew's character everything he knows. So every single aspect of this boy's life has been laid down from the father. So I thought it was really interesting how manipulative that is. Even if it's coming from a good place, even if it's coming from a place where one is trying to help one's progeny, there can't help but be a growth. We all grow past our parents at some point, and really that's kind of the kernel of what the story's about, and what you do to stop that from happening.
That's kind of the irony of it too. His character Troy is this person who's kind of let the negativity and the darkness of humanity in, but yet he wants nothing but positivity for his son. So there's a bit of
there's a nice
ironic tension
juxtaposition.
Yeah, because you're hiding your dark side. And what I love about your character in particular is the fact that you're learning things, because you've never come across half the stuff that you do, so it's a learning curve. I just wondered if that was really an important way through for you to get there.
Yeah, it was because the thing with Jake is there's this arrested development that he has that is very hard to find, I guess, in myself and as an actor, because that's just not something I go through in my everyday life. But he's naive in a way, but unbelievably and completely trusting towards
there's an innocence
his
innocence in what Drew does, which is really beautiful, because it begins from this place of utter and complete trust, and in a way that growth is the hardest thing to track in the film, and I think he does a beautiful job of it. We played some sort of games in terms of when we were sort of improvising and reading for the first time, in terms of whether my character, by being the person who's ultimately in control, how he is able to control him, whether he engages with him, or by not looking at him, he's always seeking his appreciation of the work that he's doing. And I sort of made some interesting choices that involved never looking him in the eye, and in rehearsal that was really interesting because
I was trying to get his attention.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So I was trying to
get
get him to appreciate me not only as the character but as Drew. I'm like, why isn't
That's interesting.
So it pulled a lot out that we were surprised in the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, you get on so well. I mean, the chemistry in the film really works. I mean, had you worked together before? Did you know each other before?
No.
Was this just it?
I knew of his work, obviously. But it was just one of those things where I was a little nervous coming in because he is such a talented actor, and I knew he was very instinctual. I've watched a lot of his stuff, so I was like, okay, just kind of be prepared and do all the work that I knew I needed to do, and hopefully the cards will fall as they need to. And
there were some really nice moments between us where we discovered stuff in the moment, and Drew was very much into that.
Yeah.
Drew, director, so and not repeating ourselves, and so
trying
to find something new
and
organic every time we sort of reset, and that's rewarding as an actor, because you're kind of constantly trying to build on it rather than being set within that specific place. You know?
Absolutely.
I've got to talk about Alicia Silverstone, of
Yes.
course. I mean, you know.
Who?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, but no, I mean, again, an important, integral part of the triangle, really.
Yeah.
I mean, how'd you, working with her? You'd never worked with her before?
I hadn't, and we hadn't met, and she was just, she was working the way that the schedule. I came straight from another film, and what that meant was that I was back-ended into this, and so Alicia was there before me. So it's interesting how it happens sometimes, because you do it arse backwards, you know. And so they'd already been sort of working together when I met her, and so I was a little bit like, "Get your fucking hands off
That
my
worked for
kid."
that worked
No,
for
it's
the
good.
character.
It was
Yeah.
really good. It was really good. And no, she was excellent, and completely committed, and really, really excited by it. And the most fun I have is always doing low budget, because it always feels like it's hard work, and you have to muscle it out. And there are times when you're, you know, I am one of those people. Some people don't like it. I like the 6 o'clock till the 7 o'clock scramble. You know, I really enjoy that and what that does, because the director has to be creative at that point, because in an indie you can't afford to pay overtime. So that last hour can be really organic and really, you know, instead of shooting the scene with an establisher and 2, you know, crossover, you have to try and do it with 1 camera, and it creates an interesting dynamic, and I love that.
Yeah.
You shot in Montana. It looked
We did.
freezing.
It was.
Buddy. Yeah, it was cold. It was very cold. There was some times we had, you know, we were up on the side of a mountain at 10 degrees in the middle of the night. You walk up, you know, you rehearse the scene. You see what the shot's going to be. You walk down. You get ready to go, and then you walk back up.
You walk back up the hill again.
And it's
10 degrees is like minus.
oh yeah, that's fair.
It's like minus 10, minus 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hey. Listen, guys. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Great, and
you.
we'll see you on stage in a minute.
Lovely.
And we'll do it all again.
Lovely.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much
Thank
indeed.
you.